Hello Scorpio, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. If Scorpio is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. And if there's anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Okay. Now this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Scorpio, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. There's a Knight of Wands. That's some very active fire energy. Let's put that into some context, okay? Because that could be, well, we have more fire energy. That could be a few different things, though it kind of looks like we are using it to, I almost feel like we're blazing a trail here, all right? But let's continue. Wow, a lot of fire energy. Tower card 2, 5 of Wands, 2 of Wands. Well, that's too many cards. Well, it wanted to come out, we'll take it out. There's going to be an extra card on the path of the serpent here. Unfortunately, it doesn't fit into the overhead camera, so we'll just put it right over here. Let's do our mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is the card that we select randomly. We're going to use the Smith-Waite Tarot. We'll set it down right over here. And you know what? We've actually, I'm making a mess of things today. We actually have 2 mystery cards over here. So that's all right. I think it's meaningful. I didn't plan it that way. We're not supposed to have 2, but there's already one over there. So we're going to keep that one. I don't remember how it got there, but we'll figure it out. Okay. So we've got major arcana, major arcana. We have a couple more major arcana. We have some air. We've got a lot of fire. A lot of fire. It's mostly fire and major arcana. Okay. So I think there's definitely something that's got you quite riled up. I almost wonder if there's somebody that is like challenging you, because we have this earth energy over here, this Prince of Discs. It's in the position of what we don't want. I know these cards are kind of all messed up today. This Prince of Discs is in the position of what we don't want. Okay, so I almost feel like that earth energy is kind of conflicting with all of this very active, but kind of very pure fire energy, right? This is you really like blazing a trail. I think that you've got a lot of energy right now, a lot of intensity. And I think we're trying to use this to innovate. We're trying to make progress. We're trying to move forward. I think we're trying to take whatever plans we have, whatever work we're doing, right? And we're trying to execute these plans. But I feel like there's this slow, kind of tedious earth energy that's in your way, okay? And it's starting to maybe aggravate you a little bit. It's going to start to push some buttons, I think, okay? Because this energy here, the Knight of Wands, this is fire on fire, okay? This is energy that doesn't always have the most control. This is a card that says, hey, sometimes we might get carried away. Okay, just looking at this picture, it's a lot of activity, a lot of energy. Sometimes it's that horse that is carrying us off. We're not really in complete control of things. I think we are gaining control, so I'm not too worried about the night. What I'm worried about is the conflict with this earth energy. Okay, because everywhere I look, I'm kind of seeing a conflict between fire and earth, right? We've got the Hermit up there, that's some earth energy, but we have all this fire here, which is fire energy. We've got the Tower, which is kind of the fire energy that's breaking out of the earth, right? And then we've got this earth energy here. Finally, we have the Devil or the Capricorn card, which is a cardinal earth energy. That's fire of earth. So that's kind of the both of these things combined, right? But let's continue with this. I think that maybe I should hold them this way perhaps. I think that you have a tremendous ambition, enthusiasm. I think you're really fired up about something. You're getting this great idea. Now, maybe you've already had this like brilliant inspiration. Maybe it's coming in the next few days, right? But it's this influx of energy, this creative force. It's like you've got, like a fire's been lit underneath you. You've got the best idea in the world, right? Very intense. And I kind of am looking at this as like every way you turn, it feels like you're being blocked. And you just want to create. You just want to have this passion and do this work, whether it's a career thing, business, whether it's some kind of artistic thing, whether this is something at home. You've got the great idea, and it's like it's a rocket propelling you forward. Okay, but it's like we have to dodge some of these obstacles on the road. We're going full speed ahead, but we're running into things. Now, in order to prevent us from running into everything, we need this Two of Wands. And so I see us getting that because this card is in the future. This is, kind of tomorrow. We are attaining this. We are going to get control over this very wild fire energy, okay? And we're going to give it some direction. Now, what we're going to do with this fire energy is another story, because we still have to contend with the earth energy, okay? So we have to figure out if we're going to navigate around it, if we're going to go right through it, if we're going to find a way to maybe go over it, right? But let's slow down. Let's take it one step at a time. First, I want to talk about the Six of Swords. This is yesterday, okay? I think this was you trying to take a different approach to things. This was you really in your head. This was you trying to think of the best logical path, what sounded the most reasonable, right? Trying to plan something out. And I feel like maybe we've been in this kind of mode for a while. Maybe we're really trying to figure out the best ingredients, the best plan, right? Step-by-step actions, instructions, trying to figure out what to do. Really get a nice blueprint drawn up, And it's almost like you're not going to take action until it's absolutely perfect. It's just, it's a lot of organization, a lot of planning, over-planning, a lot of notes, a lot of flowcharts and, diagrams and whatever. But there wasn't really a lot of action, okay? But now I think that's really changing, okay? And I don't know what it is that's changed, to be honest with you. I see that suddenly we're going from this state of really complex organization and planning to someone just lit the rocket booster and the fire's going and it's propelling us forward, right? So it's kind of like we're still in the middle of all of this, doing the wiring and getting the diagrams and doing all this stuff. Somebody turned the machine on and it's let loose now, right? So it's kind of unexpected. And that unexpected, ignition is maybe catching you off guard a little bit. It's going to take us a minute or two to calibrate and to get the control that we need. But once you are able to get control of this, rocket ship, we can steer it in, a proper course. What is that proper course? I think that's what we're trying to figure out right now. We see all these obstacles around us that we have to navigate. First, though, let's talk about the Jupiter energy. This is the Wheel of Fortune. This is beneath everything. This is, I think, your certainty that you have the right plan. This is the certainty that what you're trying to do, what your ultimate goal is the absolute right thing for you. Okay, but we could be at odds with this a little bit because we didn't feel like we were ready, or we didn't feel like the time was right. But the universe is kind of saying, hey, this is happening now, whether you like it or not. You know, it's like the spirit or source just flipped the switch, activated, ignited the thrusters, and you're taking off now. Nothing we can do about it. So we may be at odds with the timing of things. We know that this is kind of what we want to be doing, but maybe we thought we'd have a little bit more time to prepare, but the preparation feels like it was overdone anyway, right? So maybe Spirit kind of said, hey, you're lingering here in this Six of Swords. You're planning out too much. You're trying to really kind of micro-manage everything. So we're just going to flip the switch, and you're just going to have to deal with it. You're going to have to adapt, right? The next card I want to talk about on the path of the dove is the Hermit energy. I feel like this is kind of what you're looking for. You're kind of looking for this accomplishment that stands out. You're looking for this work that sets you apart from people, from the kind of common, work. Something that really showcases you and your skills and your abilities. I think you're doing something that does set you apart, right? I think you're doing something that, it's like we said, it's kind of blazing a new trail, right? You're innovating. You're inventing, you're creating, you're doing something in a different way. And now it may be kind of literally thrust upon you right now. Thought we would have more time, but it's happening, right? So we kind of have to look up to what our goals really are and try to navigate some of this earth energy, okay? Now this card's also telling me that you are not quite ready to step out into your own uniqueness, right? You're not ready to be in the limelight just yet, okay? It's like we're still in that preparation mindset, which kind of feels to me like we wanted to over-plan things because we're a little bit nervous about putting ourselves out there. So we've been saying, well, I'm not ready yet. I still have to kind of tweak things and redo things, and I still have to organize stuff. We weren't ready to just be thrust out into the front, we weren't quite confident in not in our plans, because I think what you've had planned, what you're doing, what you want to do, I think that's all fine. I think we're not prepared for the public speaking, being out there in front, being in the limelight, having the focus on us. We still have this kind of introverted energy about us, okay? But I don't think this matters because the choice seems like it's not on you. It seems like this is just kind of, the universe says, hey, you're on, let's go. And whether you're ready or not, it's time. So what we have to do is get a little bit of control over things. Now this is the Two of Wands. This is us grabbing the reins of this horse and figuring out how to navigate around some of these obstacles. The obstacles might be a little bit of stage fright, right? It might be it might be a bad time generally. Maybe there's other things going on in your life that now you kind of have to navigate around everything because you have other responsibilities too, right? This is saying that we have to get control over our own kind of nervous energy, right? This stage fright, this anxiety, we have to be able to use that. In some way it has to start working for us rather than working against us. But this is what we steer the ship with, okay? Now I still think that there is this maybe an earth sign person, but there's this Prince of Discs in the position of what we don't want. And I feel like this is just some really heavy weights that are trying to like drag your ship down. It's just, we wish that we could just get rid of this extra weight and then we'd be able to go a lot faster, travel a lot farther. So I don't know quite who this person is. or if this is an aspect of ourselves that is slowing us down, if it's some kind of a weight or some kind of like, extra baggage that we might have. I feel like this is somebody that wants to be with you, that wants to help you in some way, but they're kind of slowing you down, right? We'll come back to this. Because the first thing that we see, now we've kind of figured out what's going on in the moment, right? And now we have liftoff. Now someone has ignited the boosters and this thing's going straight up. This is the rocket ship now taking off, and this could be a disaster. You kind of feel like you weren't ready. It's just kind of, now it's chaos, it is just, there's no turning back from this. So we have to try to mitigate any kind of fallout from this so we don't, damage the rest of our lives, right? We don't damage the things around us. This is a lot of fire energy for one reading. This feels very intense. So whatever you're doing, it feels like it's a breakthrough. It feels like you are really getting ready to leave the platform and leave the Earth's atmosphere, right? This a rocket ship's going straight up. But the problem with this is that it's very disruptive, I think that you were so kind of unexpecting that it feels very disruptive. It feels like you kind of have to scramble. It's very frantic. It's very chaotic now, right? Because we weren't planning on this happening right now. But whatever it is that you're doing, it's just the universe kind of said, hey, this is your window of opportunity. You better take it. Maybe we're waiting for the weather to clear. Now, perfectly sunny, blue skies, it's time to launch, right? So this is some of that anxiety, but excitement, the disruptive feeling that's going on, the chaotic feeling that's going on as you launch. Now, maybe you're literally like launching a product or a restaurant or a business, a grand opening kind of thing. Maybe this is, your artistic work. Showcasing your skills or your art or something like that, right? Some kind of a showcase of you. It's the attention's going to be on you, right? And that's something that we're also having to deal with. So this whole thing is very disruptive, but ultimately it's what we want, right? This is part of the plan. So we're wrestling with some of these feelings, okay? And I guess we'll finish up with the fire energy, with the Five of Wands here. And this is in your environment. This might be you trying to fight against what's going on. This is you maybe, and now that I think about it, maybe that Prince of Discs, and we have the Prince of Cups here too at the end. So we do have a little bit of water energy. But what I'm kind of sensing with this Five of Wands is that you're trying to struggle against this. That it's almost like part of you is trying to hold the rocket ship down. That we're not ready yet, and it's too soon. We shouldn't be launching right now. So you're trying to pull things back. Maybe we're using some of this earth energy here to drag our feet, to really stall. Because I feel like there's a lot of this fire energy and it's too disruptive. We're not ready. We haven't finished planning things out yet. The timing's not right. We're not prepared, emotionally. Maybe there are actual, resources in your environment that aren't quite ready, right? Maybe the art that you're producing is not ready, or the music or the business, the infrastructure, whatever it is. Maybe physically, things are not quite ready. Maybe you don't have all the silverware, tablecloths you can't open right now. We don't have everything. So I feel there's a lot of anxiety, a lot of kind of internal chaos that's going on with this. But it feels to me it's happening. So we've got to try to adapt. We've got to try to cool off a little bit. Here's the Prince of Cups. I think this is us taking a deep breath. This is us really getting a cold glass of water and trying to relax, you know. I think that we need to slow ourselves down, slow our breathing down. We need to go a little bit in the hermit energy and just sit with this. And remember why you're doing this, right? Remember that desire, that real, like, intense artistic thing that you have in you, right? That really, really wants this. Now obviously you're a Scorpio, right? You're a fixed water sign. This is the Prince of Cups. It's a fixed water card. So this is you, like, remembering who you are, right? Let's put our best Scorpio face on and let's do this. You know, it may be not the right time. We're not prepared. We haven't planned everything. We don't have everything we need. It's kind of like you just want to scream. But let's remember our Scorpio nature. Let's use our Scorpio energy. We have that artistic intensity. We have that really endless desire to fulfill our nature, to succeed, to express ourselves. So we kind of have to put on this cool exterior, right? You've got all of this fire in you, right? And I'm sweating just doing the reading. There's all of this fire in you, but outwardly we've got to be cool. You know, you've got to be calm. You've got to have this persona like everything is going exactly according to plan. Nothing's wrong. Nothing is disturbing you. Nothing is out of place. I planned it this way. It may be a little chaotic. There may be just people scrambling in the background and you're freaking out. You don't know if this is really gonna succeed. But outwardly, this is exactly how you planned it, right? This is everything that you wanted. And I think it's funny that there's the unexpected, right? The kind of the chaos, but we're going to pull it off. It's going to go off without a hitch. There's going to be so much just craziness and chaos. Things are going wrong all over the place. But outwardly, this is exactly how it was supposed to be, right? This is all part of the show. This is how we planned it, right? Like this other card that came out, like having 2 mystery cards. This is like, oh God, you know, what a terrible, this is just not working out. This isn't right. But we've got to be cool. We've got to roll with it, you know. And to the rest of the world, they're going to assume that this is the way that you planned it, right? So we have that cool exterior. We're able to adapt and roll with it because that's who you are. And you have that intense, really intense drive and desire to create and to do this. Now, you're not someone who typically likes to be out in the spotlight. Yes, we've seen that. But you can use that to your advantage, right? You can, you know, kind of build a veil around yourself. You don't have to be a show person. You know, you don't have to have that kind of, you know, Hollywood charisma or whatever. You know, be who you are, but don't let anyone see you sweat, I think is the message here, right? But we also have this devil energy that made itself known. This is also taking the fire energy and keeping it inside, using it to push this to the absolute extreme of success, right? You're sweating bullets. You're scared, you're nervous, you're freaking out. But you're going to climb all the way to the top of this mountain, and you're not going to let them see you sweat because you know what you're capable of. You know that you can do this. You know that this mountain is not that high. You can walk up with hopping on one foot blindfolded, right? So that's what you're going to do. And this devil energy just goes, pushes. It has the endurance. It has the stamina. There's no mountain too high, right? No valley too low. So we just have to try to do it with a little bit of coolness, a little bit of calm, collected energy that's surrounding. Yes, we're freaking out inside, but we just have to keep pushing forward and get it done. And you're going to get it done, and you know you're going to make it look easy. You're going to make it look easy. But now let's look at those mystery cards. Plural, two. Two mystery cards. That's very, very funny. I must have, I don't know. Maybe I forgot the mystery card in one of my last readings. Not really sure. So we're going to do both of these. Thank you, Frog. Actually, Frog, you should have told me that we already had one. But anyway, we have two mystery cards. So are we going to see some more fire and we're going to see some water? Are we going to see some fire and some earth? I feel like it's going to be fire. One of these has to be fire. Are we going to show maybe a confirmation that we're going to do this, we're going to make it look easy, we're going to freak out inside, but once it's all said and done, I think you're going to feel a whole lot better. You're going to realize, well, this wasn't as bad. And maybe the universe is right. Maybe now was the perfect time. Maybe even though everything didn't quite seem right, nothing was ready, maybe this was the exact right moment for this to, to launch. Let's see what the first one is. There's the Two of Wands, so we do have more fire, a reinforcing of this control. You've got to get a handle on yourself. You're freaking out, but you've got to get control of yourself, right? Because we're going to use that fire energy to steer the ship. So we've got to get a grip, And part of the way that we're doing that is to remember what all of this is going to lead to. This is going to lead to such wonderful success for you. This is exactly what we wanted for you, for your future, for your creativity, for how you want your life to be, right? This is what we want. So we have to use that to make the choice to get a grip, right? Let's see what this next one is. The Death card. This is special because this card actually rules the sign of Scorpio. This is the Scorpio card. So this is you, cool as a cucumber. You're out there, you're doing this rather intense, chaotic, just it's the biggest thing you've ever done. You're making it look easy. You look good doing it, and everybody thinks, man, wish I could do that. So whatever you've got going on, I feel like you're going to have the proper approach, the proper attitude towards it. It's going to be one of, of composure, of coolness, collectedness, but of almost a professional attitude, almost a very kind of respectful aura about you, right? Inside you're freaking out, but externally, very professional, very calm, almost stoic even. So I think this is a good confirmation. Both of these are good. This is kind of the fire inside and then the water, the Scorpio energy on the exterior. This is perfect confirmation, actually. So I like this for you, and I think we should do an extended. I think you should join me. If you want to do that, just click on the link that's up there. That'll give you access to everything. I really do think you're going to do this, and I know this kind of hits home for me too. Like I kind of take this in a personal way because I'm a very introverted person. I'm a very, very shy person. I am very awkward in social situations. I have a lot of anxiety in social situations. And my cat obviously does not. My cat loves the spotlight. So I can relate to this, and this really does kind of feel personal for me, Anyway, I'll see you in the extended. Scorpio, thank you very much for letting me read for you. Thank you for being the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot.